Good morning again. So Luis made an executive decision, which I fully support, to get us a
grain tote.
You're gonna have to talk to the camera.
Grain tote.
A grain tote.
Yeah.
And
so originally what we do is we get our bulk feed in a bulk bag, which is fine. That means I need to make room in there, and stuff's constantly moving in there. And I got 2 babies on the way. It means I'm going to be carrying all the workload for all this. So all I have to do is hook it up, have them dump the grain, and then...
When he says hook it up, he means hook it up to the truck, tow this empty-ish onto the weigher, and then they literally dump it in from the top.
Yeah, so there's 1 ton of grain in here, 2,000 pounds. So...
minus the weight of the guy holding it down. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, they mill it. They mill that weight, so the scale wasn't counting. So when they mill this, they mill it by order for me.
Okay.
Right? Don't carry this in stock.
Okay.
Because it's just, the thing about crumble is they need to make pellets first, and then they make crumble. You can't just make crumble right away.
Okay.
So it's a 2-part process.
All right, this is our first time trying this out.
5-gallon bucket.
Huh.
This has got mixed in with something else. So
I was going to say.
It'll clear up in a minute.
Oh, it looks like scratch or something.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I think the bottom of that chute might have had some scratch in it, which is fine. But basically, that's what we're feeding the chick, is the crumble.
And it's a what percentage?
It's 22% starter grower.
Okay. Well, the ducks will find that little... Oh, I was going to say they'll find that little spot right there and clean that out for you.
I already saw the Muscovy jumping on the trailer and kind of checking it out. So.
All right. Well, as he said, we've got 2 little 2-legged critters coming in May. And he is going to have to carry the load here quite a bit by himself for the next
18-20 years.
18-20 years, he says. No, but probably the next year. I mean, I'm gonna have 2 babies to take care of plus work. I work full-time from home. His mom has graciously decided that and volunteered to come and stay with us for the first month, so she'll be here at the end of April. And I'm sure it'd be a huge help. So that is why he made that decision to go ahead and make life a little easier on him in regards to the food. And so the idea is that he'll actually tow that out into the field where our bird tractors, our chicken tractors are at. And so he's not having to cart like 4 or 5 buckets, 5-gallon buckets, because that's what they generally eat in a day, from the garage out into the field wherever the chicken tractors are. And then we'll probably set something up similar with a watering system. We've got a couple of options for that. We've got some barrels, that 55-gallon barrels we can fill up with water and put on another little trailer, or put on the front of that trailer, and either have like our waterers just water directly from that, or fill up our 5-gallon bucket waterers and go from there. So I was just saying that we could potentially put a 55-gallon drum of water on the front of that trailer. Yeah. And then when you have it in the field, you don't have to tote the hose back and forth per se. Hold on, Luis has got a little bit of a friend with him.
This is Mrs.
Hold on, it's not turning to yet. There it goes.
Yeah, see, that's Mrs.
This is Mrs.
She's a Muscovy, or Muscovy duck, depends on how you say it. But yeah, she's tamed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
She always follows us around, begs grain scraps from us. I mean, they get fed, obviously, but they're free range. Huh.
She's much more friendly. She used to fight you quite a bit when you'd pick her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get the dude to start quite yet. One of the things I noticed about the Muscovies versus like our regular ducks or our other ducks, like that one over there, is at least on the dude, Mister, his feathers seem more raggedy, and I'm wondering if it's because he doesn't have they don't have as much oil.
Maybe. Yeah, he's always looked kind of raggedy.
That's him right there. That's Mister. There's Mrs. and there's our other ducks.
And here, those are our quarantine chickens.
Oh yes, and our quarantine chickens. Did you get how many eggs did you get last night?
I mean, I think it's a total of 20 eggs so far.
From those guys?
Yeah.
In one day?
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
And how many from our chickens?
16.
16. So they're upping production too.
Right now, actually, right there on the corner.
So we got some 2-year-old chickens from somebody at a nice discount to hopefully increase our egg production.
Well, our batch of chicks. So chickens don't start laying until about 6 months old. Where are we going?
I'm going back in the house because it's cold.
Oh. So till they're 6 months old, and we've got some in the incubator, and I have a friend of mine incubating about 60 more, 50 more.
Oh, 60? Okay.
No, 40. Sorry. That'll be 6 months,
right?
Huh?
Easter eggers.
Yeah. So those hens, they have 2 years, but they're still valuable for the rest of the season. And at the end of that, we'll, process them and make them stew hens. So that helps fill the gap in between, us not having any more chicks to expand the flock that lay eggs this season for the summer market, and having more availability for next year.
Yeah, and we've tried, patching out our own, but we're not set up for large hatches, so we can hatch 20 at a time.
Well, the other thing is that our eggs are in such demand that kind of can't hold back enough eggs to hatch.
Yeah, like the 20 that we held back to hatch. I mean, I
have to dispatch.
Okay.
Those ones didn't make it.
Oh, okay. The 20 that we held back, I think it's 18 or 20 that we held back to incubate, kind of as a little bit of a treat. My niece, because she's coming in for our baby shower, so we have however many eggs are in there. But that really, I won't say it hurt us, because our chicken eggs aren't a moneymaker for us. They're kind of more of a, people know we have chicken eggs, and so they can contact us and, hey, we've got chicken as well, and we've got this and we've got that. So it's kind of like a gateway drug into the rest of our products. But yeah, so ultimately we got some chickens that are a couple years old. They're still laying. They're just not laying every single day. We have them quarantined from our normal flock because we don't want to, if there's any sickness or illness in those chickens, we want to make sure that we're not transmitting it to our current flock, which do not have any sickness or illnesses. And then after a week or so, or 2 weeks, we'll move them, so long as everybody looks healthy still. But like Luis was saying, so, we're getting maybe 20 eggs a day out of, and that's a maybe, that's very recently, 16 to 20 eggs a day, out of our 30, almost 40 chickens, some of which are 2 years old at this point. And so through a friend of ours, we found out about these other chickens that were going to be available, and we got another 30. So if they're giving us another 20 eggs a day, that allows us to restock the local farm to table in Grove, to restock the Grand RV Resort, also in Grove on the other side of the bridge. But also to keep up with some of our other customers who weekly want, 10 dozen or so like that. So we haven't been able to keep up over the winter. So this is to hopefully get us through the summer to keep up with demand, at which time our other chicks that have hatched now will be old enough to start laying through the winter. So anyway, very long video. Oh, actually it's only 10 minutes or so, but we're very excited about our new chicks. They will be well taken care of. They will be humanely dispatched if the need arises. And we do use a USDA processor who uses an air cooling method. So we do not add any antibiotics. We do not add any hormones or growth hormones to our chickens. They're raised on pasture in chicken tractors, moved every single day. So they get fresh grass, fresh bugs, and fresh air every single day. They are Cornish cross, and they are not technically free range because of the fact that they are in chicken tractors, but they are pasture raised. We do have them on a crumble through Bartlett Co-op, which is not a organic or non-GMO feed, but I can tell you the difference between some of these big brand chicken that you get at the store versus our chicken. Everybody that we have sold chicken to has almost everybody has come back. And even kept and stayed with us through the winter, through our winter subscription program. So there is a huge difference between truly pasture-raised chicken, even the Cornish cross variety, versus the Cornish cross that's raised in grow houses, which have access to a 10 by 10 square foot area. And that's considered, according to the USDA standards or FDA standard, I can't remember which government does it, that they're considering that pasture raised and access to outside, which they never go because there's thousands of chickens that would have to be shuttled through on purpose this 10 by 10 foot area. So do your due diligence, know what organic is, know the legal term of organic, know what the legal term of cage-free eggs is, know what the legal term of pasture-raised, and what's the other one?
Pasture-raised and then free roam, free
And
range.
and know what the legal term of free range is. And
it's not really exactly what you think it is. It sounds great, right? But
yeah,
I mean, like,
just know I'm not putting those guys down.
Choice is okay for you. That's fine.
Yes, I'm just saying, know that if you know what you're buying, educate yourself on that, because when I looked into it, I was shocked. I was truly shocked that what people consider free range or pasture raised was basically a 10 by 10 area off the side of a 100-foot structure that they're not actually they have the option to go to that. And if you've ever seen a Cornish cross, the option's not there because they're little dumpy little, I'm not moving anywhere except for to the food, to the water, and maybe to the back of the
they're like Eric Cartman's of chickens. And regardless of what we do, right? I would be raising chickens for ourselves no matter what. And that's how I would want them raised.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're fortunate enough that we can kind of scale a little bit and sell some at the farmer's market for all you folks. And thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it because it helps keep me fed. And I'm not exactly a skinny guy. Keeps us warm. And I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
it definitely helps keep us as a very small farm going. We're not quite self-sufficient where our farm is actually paying for itself yet. So I do work full time, and he works full time as the farm guy. So we do appreciate all of your customers. But again, just be educated as to what exactly you're buying. If you come to our farm, we will show you exactly how we raise our chickens, how we, how do we gather our eggs, how do we milk our goats, how are our goats raised and on what foods and all that stuff. We're not necessarily
we're not experts.
We're not experts, but we are not hiding or trying to trick or trying to say one thing is one thing when it's really not. So just be educated, know your farmer. That's probably the best advice I could possibly give you. Know where your food comes as much as you possibly can. Hey, we go out and we buy box food. I'm not gonna lie, that cake mix, yeah, that's freaking awesome. Love it. The the soup mixes, we buy canned soup. We're not saying that we're like down to the nitty gritty, and
We don't cook everything from ingredients.
yeah, we're not necessarily an ingredient household as some people can be, but when it comes to our meats, we're buying local, we're raising ourselves, and we have seen a noticeable difference in taste, texture, quality of all of that. So
Like all our veggies we try to get from the local farmers too.
yeah,
market's
during
open.
the farmers markets, yeah. So anyway, very long video. Started out with chicks, went to Mrs. as the ducks. Got a lecture from me, so apologies on that. And this guy who's going to have to be taking care of the farm.
You'll see my face at the farmers market, and then she might show up here and there for a little bit with the babies. So
we'll see. So pray for him. Grant him the patience that he's going to need to deal with all of that, and me, and 2 little ones, and his mom for a month. Because we all know that as much as we love family, sometimes,
I love my mom.
mine included,
She's a dragon lady.
mine included, sometimes family can be hard to live with, especially as an adult, right? As a kid, you don't have a choice.
No. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Or your friend's nose?
No, you shouldn't do that. No. What's wrong with you?
Don't pick your friend's noses either. Bye.